Yeah, we're thinking about it. Could just be useful while we get the server and shit ready with the process. Or with the players. Turn that again a little more. There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Telkom DGL Quake. My name is Nick Hydro Wilkins, and tonight I'm going to be joined by Aiden Tolgrath Klein. Unfortunately, our much loved co-caster Tyler is not going to make it this evening. Kind of being held up with work, deadlines and all. But Aiden, I did see you join the TS channel. How's it going?
Yes, that's good. Thanks for having me, Nick. It's good to be back.
Nice, lovely stuff. As you can see this evening, guys, as I did mention in one of our previous casts, we are going, well, we are taking this quite seriously, and we have designed some nice in-game overlays and some new content for you guys. We are obviously going to be improving as we go, but please let us know what you think. As I did mention, we always are looking to improve the quality of the content we provide. And a big thank you again to nAvGaming, Nathaniel, for providing the stream. It's really awesome that you've taken time out of your day to help the community. Again, big thanks. And again to Do Gaming for providing the actual Quake Live League, or the league. Without them, this would never be possible. So big thank you, guys.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, guys.
So tonight we're going to be seeing Ecstasy's m4nim4l versus aFm's Costa. Two players we've casted already previously, but I'm quite interested to see if either of them have improved at all. I remember from m4nim4l's game versus Saturn's, he's... I don't mean to make excuses, and it's not something that I'm sure any player would enjoy going against, but I mean, Saturn's is again quite famous for his laggy connection, and I do think that plays a big role in a game versus him. Maybe just in terms of adapting your playstyle, you're not able to be as aggressive as against someone like Saturn's purely because you know he's going to take advantage of that little warp that he has as he makes his way around the map. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what m4nim4l brings tonight. I know Costa, unfortunately, is also playing on a sort of wireless connection, and it can be quite unstable at times and very temperamental. So I'm hoping Costa is going to have a good game this evening as well. Costa we saw previously playing against, who was it?
It
was T-Bone, yes. So yes, guys, m4nim4l versus Costa this evening. I'm just going to check in game whether or not the guys have spawned the servers. If not, I'm going to boot one up myself so we can get the stream rolling.
You're more
Why
than
not?
welcome to, man.
So guys, this evening we're going to have a local caster, a CSGO caster, someone that I believe is quite well known, join us, Mr. Nathaniel Burning Red Slubbit.
Hello.
He'll be joining us for the cast. Thank you very much, buddy. Nice to have you.
Pleasure.
So, as I did mention, you can see you're providing the stream for us, as you know. We might just take a little bit of time before we get ready with the actual games, just to have a little bit of a chat with Nathaniel, just to see what maybe drives nAvGaming and see how Nathaniel plans to grow the brand in terms of an esports provider, or that's the thing I don't really know. Is Nav headed in that direction? Is that what you'd like to become ultimately?
Pretty much exactly on the dot there. Yeah. What you see, it happened a couple of years ago when I started Nav Gaming, just as a general clan, like a clan representing in CS Source at the time. And I didn't, think much of taking it further. But then, what was quite funny is I had a colleague with me that was very keen into Dota, and we had a long chat about expanding the clan and actually growing it. So what actually happened is his friend that was a captain of a clan called Costa decided to join Nav, and then from there on it just basically grew and grew and grew and grew, and we got to over about 500 members now. I mean, okay, let's be realistic, about 350 members, which about 140 of them are competitive gamers. They play in all sorts of titles in the DGL, like Battlefield 4, League of Legends, Counter-Strike Go, Dota 2, even Quake Live. We've got a player there, or two, that is playing Quake Live. StarCraft. I
have seen them, yes.
Yeah, so, then, we got to that level where we were in MGO now. We've got quite a number of members, etc. But then we noticed, I specifically noticed something missing in the Counter-Strike scene, and that was a caster. Well, there was a caster around, casting a couple of games here and there, but a dedicated caster more so. So I decided to step down from the CSGO scene and take up casting full time, and that's where the whole kind of nAvGamingTV got spawned from. Myself just casting a couple of games here and there in the CSGO side of things. So some of you guys that have just recently joined in probably have seen me cast one or two CSGO games. Last night and the night before I casted a couple of cracker matches. But
I have seen one or two of the streams, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, you did mention it to me during the week, and I did take the time to tune. It was actually really fun. Guys, if you're new to casting and what we're doing and what we're trying to promote, basically, Nav Gaming, as Nathaniel mentioned, is a multi-title streaming provider, and we are going to be covering multiple titles throughout the DGL and various streams, even may hopefully be in our personal sometime, just a gaming experience we'd like to share with all of you. And as Nathaniel did mention, we are going to be going across multiple titles. So Nathaniel doing CSGO, myself at Tolgrath and Tyler normally doing Quake Live, and I'm sure Nathaniel could give us a couple of examples of other titles that Nav cover.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got some really high-profile casters in Dota 2 as well. We've got the Afrikaans caster Riddits. He actually casts in English as well. I don't know if you guys have actually heard him before. But we also got Halberd as well, that has recently joined the casting team. And then we've got a Russian caster, a guy that's based in Ukraine that casts Russian matches for nAvGamingTV, like the DGL games. And then we're busy setting up a German stream provider now for nAvGamingTV as well. So he will basically handle all Dota casts, and then possibly take on newer casts such as such as League of Legends, etc. I mean, kind of in that field, if you know what I mean.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Like, we are taking it slowly but surely, and then from my side as well, I'm trying to get more links involved, actual physical links, so we can stream more than one game at a time. Obviously, with the idea of providing pretty much live matches on the go for every single game at one moment, so like 4 different streams. So you guys will see that there is a channel called nAvGamingTV 2 that's just been opened by myself. It hasn't been configured or anything yet, because we're just waiting for the guy in Germany to kind of get his stuff rolling, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, man, it's all about growing the casting community now. I think that's really our main focus here. We've got the Nav teams representing in the DGL and that, but I think our biggest focus is going to be definitely going to be the casting side, which you guys have joined up.
Yeah, we're actually really excited. I don't know. I'm talking purely for myself here. I thoroughly enjoy casting Quake Live. It's a game that I've played for many a year, going back to Quake 2 and then Quake 3. But Quake in general is just an awesome game. It's so much fun. It requires so much, well, time and patience, and eventually it does pay off, guys. It's a beast to master, but once you're there, it's amazingly fun, and it gets into your blood. It's a game that just doesn't leave you, as I'm sure many a Quake player will tell you. It just sticks with you through time.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just going to say myself, I played on and off for years now. Even without a PC, I used to go over to my mates' houses and just, you know, try and get a few games in.
Yeah, that is actually something that I used to do as well when I was much younger. Quake 1 and Quake 2. Going to the little computer shop called Mispar back there in Cape Town, because I'm actually from Cape Town. Yeah, I'm born and bred Cape Townian. 23 years I stayed there, and then moved up to Johannesburg. So, but I was also I stayed in the Fischhoek side, you know, quite south of Cape Town. And
don't worry, we're in the middle as well.
yeah, so that's pretty much you know, like where I started my Quake side of things. I played Quake for quite a while as well, so I kind of know what's going on with you know, weapon stacks and armor stacks, hull stacks, you know, a full stack, etc. Like, I've been watching you guys cast these games, and it's been pretty interesting. My question though is that the game tonight, we're looking at m4nim4l. A lot of people are saying m4nim4l is going to be the stronger opponent here, but do you think Costa has got something kind of waiting in the background that might just be unleashed this evening?
I'm hoping. Last time Costa played, we saw him get, I wouldn't say impatient, but his playstyle changed, and it was rather aggressive throughout the games. I mean, we saw him rushing in unnecessarily, constantly, being spawn stacked and just having maybe a rocket launcher, which 90% of the time in a battle, you're gonna get up close with a rocket launcher. You're gonna try and make or do as much damage with the ammo you have. So it causes splash to yourself, and as I mentioned, Costa with a starting stack that doesn't really help at all. So it's a difficult thing to try and adapt your playstyle depending on the player. But I suppose that's really what makes a good Quake player, you know. So I hope Costa's learned from his previous experience, just maybe adapt his playstyle this evening, play slightly less aggressive, chill out maybe on the items, and my personal recommendation is item control. At least try to keep dominant control on one major item. That sort of allows you to, if you happen to make a mistake in the early sort of minutes of the game, it gives you an in or a setup to an in back into the game. So you've at least got the opportunity to stage a trap or to make play to take back control for the rest of the game.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. It's quite interesting to see how you've kind of explained that there, because I was kind of just thinking, you know, Costa, obviously, it's really all dependent on who takes control of the stack at the end of the day. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if that's a hard enough point to make there, but, you know, also individual skill, you know, plays a huge role. I mean, if you pick up a railgun, like I've seen in the past playing some games, the guy can decimate you with having absolutely no stack whatsoever, but just a railgun. And turn kind of games around like that. That's very unlikely also. But
no, definitely. I mean, if you were to look at, I see all the players have joined the stream. Sorry guys, we're just, as I did mention, we are just waiting for the guys to get ready at the moment. But we do have everyone on the stream. m4nim4l, perhaps you could switch to some in-game while we wait for them to do their selections. Fantastic, guys. So again, as I did mention earlier, we have just redesigned some nice overlays and imagery and content for the general stream. And yeah, please let us know what you think in the chat. I see there's really some chatter going on there. Sky and Tyler, what's up, dude? Again, everyone, Tyler proudly provided the content, the new content.
yeah, it is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I'm really digging the new look to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so he's not making the cast tonight, but that's fine. You know, I'll sit in his place and at least just say one or two things. Be like a filler, if you know what I mean.
Well, we are really glad that you can join us, Nathaniel. Thank you very much again.
It's a pleasure, man. I've always been keen to cast something else than CSGO. So I think a lot of people, you know, from the CS community, if they kind of find out I'm casting Quake Live, they're going to be like, what? And maybe even tune in to actually have a look and see how I cast. But it looks like the guys are actually joining the stream now, so that's cool. That's, you know, the more the merrier, obviously, so people can see that we are really making an effort in trying to provide a casting stream here. I am still working on getting better quality on the cast, but for now this is the best at the moment, and the stream is running pretty solid at the moment as well, so I'm touching wood.
Okay,
so, yeah. It looks like mnIm4l wants to get going already. I don't know if you guys can actually hear me or not.
No, fully. No problems with
I just hope my connection holds up tonight. It looks like he wants to do a pummel. Just gonna find out quickly.
So it seems to me that they're obviously going to be going through map selection. Do they gauntlet each other to actually do selections and eliminations?
Well, it used to be that you just have coin toss, but now the DGL has offered that you can do a gauntlet. You know, more of a fun way to start the night or the match. And it does look like they're going to do that.
Oh, cool, because yeah, in CSGO the guys have to knife it out for sides or for map eliminations, etc. So it's pretty cool to see that the Quake guys also taking up the gauntlet, you know.
Yeah. It's actually very interesting because I think, yeah, most of the time, obviously, the more experienced player will win, but it also gives the chance for the underdog to take charge and get a nice frag to start the evening with, and then, well, obviously, then they start their real match.
Interesting.
Looks like they have... Yeah, no, go for it.
Just an interesting thing here. I'm just looking at the chat here. A lot of people are having issues with the refreshing, etc. On your side, please close your downloads or any sort of web pages that is dynamic. It's taking data. This is quite a high quality cast for South African links, so you will experience a bit of like dropped packets on your side, but at this moment we haven't dropped a single packet on our side, so the Twitch servers are getting everything. So it might just be your international connection on your side.
It looks like they've actually started the gauntlet, but I don't know if that actually counted, or if they're just messing around. I can't tell. Have we lost Nick, or is he just hiding away from us now?
I'm still here, I'm just checking up on some stuff, weekly happenings in the background.
No, that's good, that's good.
Sign of a proper caster, going through the DGL stats, etc., finding out who's won what game. Yeah, that's pretty much how you do it.
I actually attempted to cast a game between Spaceman and nAvGamingTV last night. Spaceman did win, it was very good. Very good games, very interesting and fun to watch. Unfortunately, my recording did not work so well, so I cannot post that.
That's kind of unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
Do you recall what maps they played?
What's that?
Do you recall what maps they played?
No, not offhand, I don't. Sorry.
I guess we're just checking with the players to see whether they're ready to go live. Do you know if they selected maps?
No, they're going to do Gauntlet and then do the eliminations. But they both have to be 100-100.
So we have just let them know we are ready at the moment. Just waiting for them to decide.
Yeah. I'm thinking mn4nim4l is going to take the Gauntlet. Just share experience. We'll have to wait and see. And we're talking about what maps they're going to eliminate already. One of them was Furious.
Okay, looks like they're called ready now, eh?
What to get? Armor.
Yeah, so mnAvGamingTV currently sitting on 100 HP, Costa sitting on 100. mnAvGamingTV needs to pick up 2 50s, and then we should be good to go with the Gauntlet. Or just a red. Costa just picking up some more armor there. We're just waiting for this.
I don't know. Oh, okay. Did we miss something?
No, I'm sure this is just for selection process.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so they're gonna do it within the game. Okay. They've got to let the health die down though.
So there we
Costa
go.
wait.
No one's really picked up anything. So mnAvGamingTV's picking up some armor there.
Okay, well, that's gonna be interesting. And they're busy doing the Gauntlet for first pick. Oh, mnAvGamingTV's getting low.
What's Costa currently sitting at? Costa's currently sitting at
46 HP.
46 HP. He's not too healthy.
No, there we go.
mnAvGamingTV taking down Costa.
Okay, so first elimination will go to Costa. So let's see what they decide. First elim. Cookies. I thought.
So guys, they've just gauntleted for map selection. mnAvGamingTV has taken Costa down, so I'm assuming he's going to pick first.
No, the loser gets actual first elimination.
Ah, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the winner gets first choice.
Fantastic. So they are just discussing maps at the moment.
That minus loss world there. That leaves Arrow Walk, ZTN, Tox, and Furious Heights. Arrow, Tox, Fox, and ZTN. Let's see. I think mnAvGamingTV's obviously going to keep Lost World. Oh no, that was removed. Yeah.
But I don't know about you guys, but I'm quite keen on seeing a Furious Heights. It's not a map that we've had the privilege of casting it, and it's actually one of my favorite duel maps. Probably second to, I would say, Aerowalk and then Campgrounds, but definitely up there in terms of duel map. It's really balanced, really fun, just generally an awesome sort of deathmatch map to play. I don't know, any map in particular you're looking forward to this evening?
Me, myself, I would say ZTN. Especially with these two.
ZTN,
I have not seen Bloodrun, yeah, I have not... Go for it? Oh, well, there we go.
A map Manimal's just chosen, so you seem to have Lady Luck on your side this evening.
I do indeed.
Okay guys, so it appears our first match tonight is going to be Bloodrun. As I did mention, it's aFm's Costa versus XTC Manimal here this evening. Your Telkom DGL Quake Live League match. It is a first division game, and we will be going through some play statistics afterwards just to let you guys know how they progress throughout the league and what the other player standings are. But Manimal rolling up now.
Okay, so I'm going to take the view just on Manimal here. So I don't know if you guys want to follow or just go around, etc. And then I'll just kind of fit in where possible.
I'll just skip around.
So we are just waiting for Costa to ready up. Quick before the game, guys. Predictions for this game. Obviously, these two players being extremely balanced. We've seen them previously play. I don't know if Nathaniel's managed to capture in their casts, but myself and Aiden have casted them previously. Aiden, predictions?
I think Costa's actually got a very good chance. Maybe not in ZTN Bloodrun, but I definitely think in Furious Heights he might have a good chance of taking a match.
Guys, we are going live here this evening. We're going to start off on... whose POV are we on?
Well, I'm on Costa, I'll
take Manimal.
So it appears we're on Manimal's POV this evening. He's going to be heading down towards LG. Costa going to be applying some good pressure. Costa just obviously picking up that mega health. So he's fairly stacked at the moment. Manimal looking pretty good though on 100, 160 right now. He's going to be hanging around. Seems to have an item timing for the yellow. Making his way back to the center. Going to run into Dwayne here. Missing the rail, unfortunately. Going to take red.
Very aggressive push there.
Very, very aggressive. But Costa falling back, managing to keep his stack. If I swap around at the moment, he's not looking too bad at the moment. Costa playing it safe. But again, Manimal just thinking up right behind him.
Yeah, some nice rockets returned though, so maybe Manimal will think twice before sneaking up behind him again. You get some nice OG there though.
Costa just expressing his anger, a little bit of upset. Costa raining down
solid
the
rockets.
Absolutely sick frag there. Costa just showing his rockets out of nowhere. And that's how they tend to hit you online against him all the time though.
Yeah, if I could do a replay I would, but that was just those two rockets, they were perfect.
So we're on Costa at the moment. He's not looking too healthy, just managing to take the 50 there. He's up to 66 HP with 50 stack of armor. Not looking too good. About to pick up the red, but taking a rail just after the red armor pickup really puts him back slightly. He's going to have to play so cautiously now, at least for the next, I don't know, 40 seconds, before he's able to get any real stack to make a push for kill. So, as we can see here, Manimal taking full advantage, knowing that Costa is low, really applying the pressure, but that's quite a messy frag, and Manimal losing quite a bit of armor during that. And we seem to have a timeout.
Oh, Costa's got quite heavy lag going on here, spiking a lot.
That
is rather unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to just actually mention something that I've just actually picked up here. Manimal seems to have like these little aggressive spurts there, but Costa really on that kind of getting himself back onto zero frag. That was pretty amazing stuff there. He landed the rockets pretty solid, like right on the spot.
Yeah. Oh, a nice frag there. Manimal seems to be he doesn't seem okay. Costa taking a frag there again.
Costa just returned with a fantastic rail, and he's actually looking really good at the moment. Costa spam grenade.
Yeah.
So mniml4l's not too healthy right now. Obviously just taking Mega.
Oh no, Costa.
Costa choosing to back away strangely. He greatly outstacked mniml4l. They're just trying to land those peak rails, knowing he needs to chip away at Costa's stack just to make an impact in the change of control.
I think he just wants to be certain that he can win the fight. So get a nice rail or nice rocket, and then he'll dig in. Like there, he dig. Oh, can he get that Mega though? No.
Costa just going down. Unfortunately, there, mniml4l landing a clutch rail right at the end of the encounter.
Oh, these rockets tonight.
Costa
Very nice
landing a
rail
good
from
rail.
Costa there, yeah. I think Costa's backed off a bit. He wants to try slow it down. Get some stack, then make another attack.
They're going to encounter each other here. Costa
Yeah.
doing some great plasma damage there. Seriously landing those shots. Really impressive shots.
Was
I don't know
mniml4l
if that was aimed or, but Costa just managing to pick away at mniml4l's stack here. He's
Yeah.
not looking too great at the moment, and if Costa can take this raid, which I'm assuming he's going to push for, hopefully he doesn't back away. Costa landing a good rocket there, and
And a
taking down
raid.
mniml4l. This is extremely doable, guys. Costa with 2 frags, 1 behind. mniml4l landing some good
and a
defensive
nice
rockets.
rail. And there we go. We have the
Tying
tie-in
up the game, guys. Costa playing amazingly well here.
Another rail. Costa is on form. We've actually casted a few games with him now. He's actually our most common player we've actually casted, and tonight he's just hitting everything.
That he is, but I wouldn't count mniml4l out yet. mniml4l seems to have managed, or he's managed to build up quite a good stack here. He's rocking 100, 150 here. He's got everything he needs to make a solid push to take an item, and we're going to see him push onto red here, try and work his way back onto Mega. Really landing some good rocket damage on Costa there.
Yeah.
Costa sort of losing, mniml4l just expressing some more anger there. But yeah, Costa and mniml4l, guys, this is actually turned into a really exciting game.
Is
Daniel,
Manny
your
gonna
thoughts
get?
so far?
My thoughts.
Yes, buddy.
It's pretty tied up, to be honest. I mean, I'm kind of just really looking at the skill level here between these two. Very equaled up at the moment. Both of them landing the shots correctly. Yeah, it's difficult at this moment in time to really say who's on top. Although I do feel mniml4l just has a little bit more on Costa at the moment. The score might not be indicating that, but yeah, that's my opinion at the moment.
I definitely think mniml4l's a more experienced dealer. Just I don't think Costa's quite had as much time playing as mniml4l. And you know, that being said, Costa's really giving him a good run for his money. I think perhaps it's mniml4l just not having a chance to put in some practice time, or not too sure what it could be. Maybe just some nerves on mniml4l's part. But he doesn't seem to look as comfortable as you'd expect. I mean, as you say, mniml4l is just showing that slight bit more confidence in his actual his
Awesome
match. A mutual frag, guys.
No, that keeps it at 3-2. This is such a close game. It's a lot closer than I expected it would be. Oh, some nice rails there from mniml4l.
mniml4l just landing that peak shot, just it changes everything for him right now. Because we're so late in the game, he doesn't have to push as hard. And I hope he realizes this, because I kind of find that's where a lot of players lose focus during a game. And instead of switching to defensive playstyle, they sort of...
Like what he's doing now.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
there.
You know, he's sort of reached the comfort level where he thinks he might just be able to lacks it through the rest of the game. And Costa, as you can see, is quite hell-bent on winning, so I don't think now's a good time for mnAvMinimal to ease off on the defense. I don't know whether or not he's got timing on everything, because he's way early for red right now.
Yeah, well, he just gave red and Mega away to Costa when he made that last push. Costa's not looking exactly healthy, but if he can just get a bit more of a stack and then challenge at the next Mega or the next red, he could surely tie this game up again. And we might even be looking at an overtime then.
So, mnAvMinimal's luckily managed to pick up a Mega Health. I think that was purely accidental because I don't think he had time on it before that little situation. But Costa just hanging around by this algae, trying to trap mnAvMinimal. I don't know if Costa's lost time completely, but they do seem to run into each other here. Costa again landing those solid rockets.
Some solid rockets. He could have, if he had chased, he could have maybe got a tie-in frag there.
Very messy encounter there. Costa not landing those shots, and I think mnAvMinimal should just take the opportunity to plow in like he's doing right now, and some great rockets there from mnAvMinimal.
There we go, yeah. Creating a bit more of a gap between the scores, making him a bit more comfortable with his current position.
Yeah, definitely. So mnAvMinimal, I feel pretty confident saying mnAvMinimal's going to take bluNt here.
Yeah, definitely.
He's shown some really great play early in the map, losing control there slightly to Costa and managing to find his way back. And it was really on his play on the yellows, which a lot of players sort of neglect during their adaptation of game style, depending on the player. And I find a lot of players just go hyper-aggressive and really rely on a single item, or more importantly, rely on both majors, so your red and your Mega Health. And you can actually build up a solid stack just running those two yellows, well, depending on the map, but you could over time build up a good enough stack to take on your opponent.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially if you catch them unaware at, say, the Mega, you know, catch them as they come in and you get some nice rockets underneath them.
Yeah,
bounce them around
definitely.
a bit.
So that has been a blood run tonight, Aiden. I hope it's lived up to your expectation, buddy.
It did. It did more than live up to it.
So we are going to be moving on to our next map. Do you perhaps know what it is?
Is it not Furious? Yeah, Furious Heights.
Furious Heights, my map pick. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this, guys. It's a map that I've wanted to see for quite some time. Unfortunately, I don't know if any of these players are experienced on it at all. I think I've played mnAvMinimal once on this in the past. I'm not 100% sure. Nathaniel, have you managed to get any games in on this map?
Sorry, just say that again?
Have you managed to get any games in on this map before?
No, I haven't actually. I've kind of just seen this map here and there in some of the other casts, like Zoot Live, etc. But never actually. I've never actually played on this map before. So for me, I'm pretty much very old school. Back in the day, QDM6, QDM4, I think was one of the two.
Yeah.
It was really back then when I played Quake, but still, I mean, you know, it's still pretty much the same game. Quake Live, though, a lot of people would probably say it's not exactly the same, but I believe it is compared to Quake 3. The Quake 3, I think it was the OSP model. Was it the Clan Arena? I can't remember. No, wait, was OSP? Yeah, so this is pretty much an unfamiliar map to me, but like every other map that they do have in Quake, there's always some fun in it, you know, like funny corners, etc. You know, kind of, you really need to know your map if you want to dominate the opponent. Kind of know exactly when they will, you know, pitch up and do the prediction rockets and prediction rails, etc.
Yeah,
definitely. So guys, as we've been chatting, we've gone live. We see both players here in the Mega Health area. mnAvMinimal currently just landing a good rail on Costa there. Just switch around to Costa. Costa's down to some really low HP at the moment. mnAvMinimal landing a great rail and just picking up the red armor now. So he's looking fairly comfortable. He's going to want to stack up on some weapons. Costa
Be the first frag, yeah.
I think Costa's just going to play it safe and back out. mNiml seems to have timing on that Mega, so he's going to be fairly comfortable game. Arriving slightly early for red, I think he's going to try and trap Costa here.
No, Costa's nowhere near there. I think Costa's trying to keep his distance on purpose at the moment, build up more of a stack. Oh, but mNiml catches him. And now he's in a horrible position. I don't know why he fell down there, he should have just stayed up.
mNiml taking the first frag there, ladies and gentlemen, here on Furious Heights this evening. I don't know about you, Eden, but I'm psyched but just going to see this. Furious Heights, ladies and gentlemen. An awesome map.
No, there's no doubt in it's an awesome map. It's 2 minutes though, 1 frag, maybe almost 2 frags now. If Costa plays really slow, he can get a frag, get maybe an item or 2, and get back in the game. But
landing
there was a very nice rail there.
Yes, mNiml managing to hit these rails, which is just really... And in that same breath, Costa giving mNiml a rocket.
Yes.
Rather solidly, ladies and gentlemen. Costa with his first frag on the board. mNiml obviously 2-1. So we're going to be watching Costa for a short while. Costa landing a great
rail.
Very slick.
But now Costa also has the timing on the Mega, which I don't think mNiml has anymore, because it was not picked up straight away. So it should be interesting to see if they actually have a little battle around the Mega. You see, yeah, mNiml's a little bit early at the moment. And there we go, Costa gets the tying frag. And then he gets the Mega, which now mNiml will have times of. But will he survive it?
I was going to say, Dwayne should really make the most of this opportunity. He has spawn kill right there, guys. And we might see another conversion frag there. Dwayne just not managing to land that rail.
He can trap him,
really
he
put
can
some
trap
pressure
him.
in. But mNiml's managed to build up on a really good stack here. Unfortunately, he's really limited to that railgun, since it is the only weapon he's picked up right now.
Oh, what
and
a rocket!
He's taken a solid rocket from Costa right there.
I think Costa took a while to warm up, but now he's really getting into the swing of things. And he's getting the shots when they count. Like, he managed to push mNiml away from the Mega there. And that's no easy task, to get somebody who's got position over you for an item. They don't relinquish it easily.
mNiml just missing that jump there. I think he was going to take the chance and try and pounce on Costa while he knew he was low. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Costa taking a large amount of damage from those rails that mNiml's just been landing one after one, really chipping away at his HP and armor stack. Costa just now only stacking up to 150. And has decided he's going to stick around for this engagement rather unwisely. If mNiml does decide to charge here, Costa is going to go down.
No, it could backfire,
But Costa's just managing to evade all of that damage. mNiml coming out worse for wear after that encounter. Rather unfortunately. Perhaps mNiml just being a little bit too aggressive?
Yeah, well, he sort of jumped right into Costa's rockets, which bounced him way out of where he was planning on being, thus giving Costa the little bit of advantage he needed to not do that. I could see that
just tying the game up with a great rail on Costa.
Yeah. mNiml's actually very nicely stacked at the moment. If Costa drops down here, that could be very bad for him.
Personally, I think Costa should apply slightly more pressure to the yellows. I mean, he's got a fairly good idea of when Mega Health is up at the moment. You can see he's just laying down some damage because he knows that mNiml's going to try and push for that item. But I just don't think Costa is stacked enough to really make a decent push for that.
He almost pushed him right over the Mega there.
Costa landing some good defensive rockets there, really surprising. He's managed to get away from this encounter with his life, and in the same breath, mNiml just waiting for him. Knows Costa was going to double back onto that raid, but Costa going down there. mNiml taking the lead here, ladies and gentlemen. With 4 minutes left in this game, Costa securing another death. Unfortunately.
Securing another death. Don't sound so happy about it. I don't know. Costa needs to slow down now. Rethink his strategy. Oh, does he steal a leg? He does. That's a good thing at least. Manu doesn't seem to be hitting anything now.
No, I was actually going to mention, we started this game watching m4nim4l rather aggressive with that rail. I mean, he slowly pecked off a solid 150 armor from Costa early in the game with rail only, just landing those peak shots. And right now, m4nim4l's not showing that comfort level he did with the weapon earlier. I kind of hope m4nim4l's not relaxed or gone back into relaxed mode. Which
because he's got the lead.
Yeah, he does tend to do that.
I don't know where Costa was there. I'm pretty sure he knew where their timing was.
Costa just noticed the red is up. They're gonna meet here. Costa not looking healthy at all.
No.
m4nim4l taking the frag easily there with LG. Just managing to finish Costa off. So m4nim4l should be heading back to red right now, trying to secure the area at least, prevent Costa from pushing in on it. But he's chosen to leave red up.
Oh, so
rather apply more pressure on Costa, which is a great idea since he knows Costa's just spawned. He has 0 armor, and Costa just managing to take that red right there.
Costa really needs to get some distance between him and m4nim4l. Just stack up right now.
Yes.
Otherwise he's gonna miss his last chance too, which he probably has already, unfortunately.
I definitely
to get these final kills.
I definitely think Dwayne has gotten to the same level he spoke about in our previous interview with him, where he just sort of decided that to hell with it, I'm gonna take it or leave it. And right now, guys, we're seeing Dwayne take a rail.
Yeah.
And m4nim4l landing the next frag. Yeah, putting him 3 ahead.
3 ahead? You mean 5 ahead?
No, 8 ahead.
What do you mean?
8.
It's now?
Anyway.
Yes. Okay, well, I think Costa just got a very nice grenade on m4nim4l. Just in the face. But Costa did already wish him well played, so he's definitely feeling it's over. And m4nim4l's just charging him now, but yeah, it's looking like it is done. But just sort of jumping around now. Any feedback, Nick, on this match? What Costa could have done to maybe got those last few frags or keep control?
I really think Costa should have played less aggressively towards the end. He pushed extremely unnecessarily. He just rushed. Didn't really think about what could be spawning next or what he could take advantage of. So ideally, if you're off the spawn, your opponent lands a rail, you should then stop thinking about what you can do now. Or not exactly, not all the times, but try and lean more towards what you know is spawning and where your possible spawn location could be. So Costa could have tried to, you know, hold off or try to delay the frag until he knew red was going to be up, and hopefully keep m4nim4l on a side of the map that forces Costa to spawn near or around red spawn. Taking more advantage of the fact that he knows that item is coming up, so he's got something to bank off, something to make an initial stand with, and then try and take the map back. But yeah, I just think Costa pushed far too aggressively this evening. But we are going to see the move on to Lost World this evening, it looks like. Wasn't this eliminated earlier?
Yeah, but it's over, Nick. m4nim4l took both maps.
Yep.
Ah, that is unfortunate. I was actually really enjoying this.
Yeah, it was one of the most enjoyable best of threes we've done yet.
I actually thoroughly agree. It was awesome.
Yeah, well, hopefully hopefully we can get some scheduled Premier League games in soon. I think a lot of the spectators are anticipating a couple of matches there, maybe even an exhibition match between Destiny and Phantom again. I don't know.
That would be nice.
I could possibly speak to possibly speak to Phantom and see if he'd be interested. I'm not too sure, but hey, it's worth a go. But
just in terms of Premier League matches, you mentioned I am actually chatting to Static at the moment to stream his game versus Null, who I believe is in chat at the moment. So we might be seeing that later on this week, just depending on whether or not the stream is available. But I'm pretty sure we'll be able to accommodate it, guys.
Yeah. No, for sure. The stream I'll be using the stream tomorrow evening and Wednesday evening for. I think it is tomorrow. It's Monday today, right? Yeah, it's Monday. Sure. Okay, not bad. No, the reason why is because tomorrow evening I'm actually casting the CS:GO final between Damage Control and Energy. So if any of you guys are interested to tune in there, that game should start at about 8 o'clock. We can definitely, slot it in afterwards, like a 10 o'clock game. No problem there. I don't see a problem with it. Or even on Wednesday. Then I'll be doing the third place match there for that competition as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, Nathaniel, besides the availability of stream, I mean, what else have you got covered, or what else have you got planned for this week? Any other cool streams you might be doing?
We might have a Dota 2 stream later on this week, or more so this weekend actually. We've got a couple of Dota streams possibly popping up. League of Legends, definitely Premier League of Legends matches that will be taken, that'll be done during the week, possibly only later on during the week, like a Thursday evening or something like that. But we can always kind of just accommodate and make sure that the matches are all casted. Otherwise, yeah, I think CS:GO as well would probably be thrown in there for this weekend. But yeah,
That's pretty cool.
We're trying to keep everything open for Quake as much as possible. Late night Quake Live.
Yeah, there is nothing just like late night Quake Live, just as you said. But guys, as I'm sure you have read on Facebook, if anyone that is watching would like to get us to cast your Quake games for the DGL or any other leagues you might be taking part in, yeah, please let us know. We have left our details on Facebook in the Quake Live SA group. If you're unsure of how to reach us, you can also check out nAvGamingTV. We should be able to leave our details there in a post for you guys in perhaps the next half an hour or so. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That pretty much wraps it up. I don't know, Aiden, perhaps you want to look at some of the player standings and where everyone is currently in the league. Has Aiden disappeared, completely left us?
I can give you feedback on the game between Defy Sagacity and Advent. I think it was the first of game earlier this afternoon or this evening. I think Advent took that 2-1, or was it 2-0? I'm not too sure, but that's the last
between Costa.
Yes, TylerZA, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was actually recording that game. I'm going to be posting that later tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, Advent did take that. They did go to a tiebreaker though, so it was actually an enjoyable game for the lower leagues. It was nice to see some of the new players play though, their perspective and how they persevered on different maps and against who. It was very enjoyable. I got some funny looks from m4nim4l though, but was part of it. But yeah, it was very fun games to watch.
Ah, that's cool, man.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the player standings at the moment. We covered a first division game this evening, so I'm going to start there tonight. T-Burn obviously standing quite comfortably in first right now, playing 4 games, winning all 4. Quite a decent accumulation of points there, 12 points. Saturn's sitting tied for second place with... let's just see. Why is it that Saturn's is in the lead here? So Saturn Spartak is second and third, it appears. Costa coming in at 4th, and m4nim4l is 6th. I'm not surprised by that.
Well, remember, some of the scores still have to be updated, and this is week 4's match, I think, or week 3's match, which technically only starts tomorrow, but the league says it's okay to play early, so we'll have to see once all the scores are updated who takes what position. It's not all updated in one go, unfortunately.
Yeah, there is a sort of delay process in updating the match thread. But, okay, I'm gonna call it then.
Do you quickly want to just give the results for the Premier Division at the moment?
If you've got them up, you're more than welcome to shut them up.
No, I don't. We'll leave that for the next stream.
Okay, your homework, Aiden, is to prepare content for the next stream.
No, homework. I hate homework. But sure, yeah, not a problem.
Well, we can quickly have a look at the Premier League if you guys are keen.
I don't mind.
Well,
I just can't bring it up on my side.
no, it's fine. I've got it in front of me here if you guys want me to announce it quickly.
Yeah, okay.
Take it away, man.
Well, yeah, okay. So just quickly looking at the Telkom DGL Premier League for Quake Live. BVD Spaceman from Bovado, 3 games played, 3-1 thus far. In second position, we've got XTC Null with 2 wins out of the 3 games he's played. He's actually tied up there with Chase. Well, not really yet, although if Chase walks away with a win there, then he will take the tied position with Spaceman. If he does lose, then he will he will tie up there with XTC Null. Then we got the only NDC player, Liquid Ice, there, 1 win out of the 3 matches he's played. Static then so far 2 losses out of the 2 games, and then we've got the 2 aFm players, Carnage and Fraction, not picking up a win either or. And then very sad though that Detrony has retired from Quake Live. I think that a lot of people are sad about, but unfortunately rules are rules, eh? That's just how it goes.
Yeah, look, that the community, I believe, kind of blew up as well. I generally think it was overhyped quite a bit. It is Detrony's decision ultimately, and he did ask to be removed from the league. So I'm not quite understanding all the negative comments and feedback regarding this decision by the DGL to remove him. So, you know what, I really would have liked to see Detrony play. He is, again, one of those players that's just come back from DreamHack with Phantom. And he's really experienced, and he's a fun dueler to watch. I know Zoot really enjoys watching Detrony, especially just because of his movement in general. And, you know, Nathaniel, if you've ever watched Detrony in the past, he's a really awesome dueler. Just extremely fun to watch, solid in experience, and yeah.
Oh, cool, awesome. Yeah, I think what's happened with him is he's probably decided to actually focus a little bit more on CSGO because he plays with his brother there, Cent, and those are the Bravado bunch that won DGC last year. So they obviously want to maintain that kind of reputation. It is kind of their flagship, or was at one stage their flagship squad. Bravado started off, I think, as Counter-Strike, and then grew from there. But you know, it is a little sad to see Detrony not playing. Maybe he'll be back next season. Let's hope. When guys like Phantom, etc., you know, kind of make their way up into the Premier League, most likely. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, it's always great to see experienced players stick around throughout an entire league. You know, not just because there are, you know, more enjoyable games that could be casted, but just to see their progression throughout the league. Someone that I'm quite curious to see how it turns out for is who's currently standing first in the first division is T-Bone. We interviewed him previously, and he's actually trying to do the best that he possibly can. So, I mean, any player in any league would. But T-Bone is finding the time to put in the practice, and I'm really curious to see where he places. T-Bone, I know just from, you know, messing around online in some clan arena and public play, having really strong aim and always being a tough competitor. So, I'm hoping T-Bone could, you know, finish a comfortable, get a good finish for the season, and then be promoted to Prem player next division or the next league. So
yeah,
that would be very nice to see, actually. But just talking about T-Bone, slightly off the topic, where's Jin? I haven't seen Jin around.
That's actually something that I thought about during the week. I haven't seen Jin for quite some time. I don't know what he's been doing. I think maybe he's just taking a break from Quake.
Because the last I saw, he was not on par with Detrony, but he was definitely holding his own against Detrony, and I would have liked to see while he's improved, how much he's improved during this tournament. Well, Lee, something I wanted to actually see, but I guess we'll have to wait till next time.
Okay, so yeah, that pretty much sums everything up. Ladies and gents, we are going to call it a night. Thank you very much for joining us again. That's it for me, guys.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers, buddy.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
Cool.
Hope you guys have a
Thanks
good
again,
evening.
guys. Cheers.
Cool. Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my lord. My turkey soul.